a wonderful place existed.
The Athenians called it the Acropolis. Free expression, ethics, art, philosophy. The Acropolis heralded the democracy. But if I told you the Acropolis has returned. Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.
If you're watching this, that means you are watching the Trevor Report live edition. The live edition works a little bit differently than the traditional Trevor Report over on theacropolisnews.com and various Liberty platforms. The rule for the Trevor Report is that if you see it on screen, it is a clickable link down below in the description. However, due to certain limitations with multicasting and various other things, if you want to see the full show notes for the show, you can go over to theacropolisnews.com. I tend to make sure that these posts, these Trevor Reports, go live before I live stream them on various Silicon Valley Authority platforms. I do this because, I may as well start live streaming these things, and that was literally my thought. So if you enjoy it, give it the equivalent of a like. And if you're watching this on DLive instead of Twitch or Odyssey instead of YouTube, a special thanks to you. So yeah, enjoy the show. CDC spreads COVID-19 misinformation. My name is Trevor Brown, and you're watching the Trevor Report. This segment of the Trevor Report is sponsored by NordVPN. Click the affiliate link down below in the description in order to experience all of NordVPN's wide-ranging offers that help protect everyone. Welcome back to the Trevor Report. I hope you had
at an affordable price.
May the 4th be with you. I hope you had a good May the 4th be with you. And I hope you had a fantastic Revenge of the 5th. Let's jump on into it. Biden goes after the Ultra MAGA agenda as he sharpens his midterm message. Joe Biden on Wednesday sharpened the contrast between his policies and what he has derided as the Ultra MAGA agenda on the right as he looks to hone his midterm messaging heading into high-stakes campaign season. So basically, the Democrat Party and Joe Biden, presumably because a staffer told Joe Biden this, he's not, it's not quite up there in case you haven't noticed. But he knows, and the Democrat Party knows, that the Democrats probably aren't going to do very well in the midterm elections. This is a normal process, a normal cycle in this country. It's been going on. When the party in power has control of the House, the Senate, and the federal branch of government. Well, what usually happens is, people don't like one-party rule, particularly in the United States. So, when the president's in control, the House and the Senate flip to the other side. Now, if we had a multi-party system, there'd probably be more factions represented, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But while we're stuck with the two-party system, and we'll get into it about sort of, reforming the Republican Party to just not be the Democrats' party from 6 months from now, pretty much. But anyway, let's continue. The president zeroed in on his economic plan put forward by the leader of the Republicans' campaign arm, Senator Rick Scott of Florida, which Biden said was extreme and would raise taxes on millions of working-class American families. He says this, and honestly, they are saying this as if the Democrat Party is not the party of raising your taxes, as if they're not the party of inflation, as if they're not the party of coalescing with their controlled opposition, the grand old party, so that they can bomb other countries and rob their oil, etc., etc., etc. But anyway, whatever. It's a MAGA agenda, all right? Let me tell you about this ultra MAGA agenda. It's extreme, as most MAGA things are. So, not printing a bunch of money, having a sense of a national border, like Mexico. Did you know that Mexico has a wall on their southern border? Isn't that crazy? It's so racist of those Mexicans. You can see how this falls apart very quickly. But anyway, let's see how the Democrat Party views this over on Democrats.org. 1 week ago, Florida Senator and National Republican Senator Committee Chair Rick Scott rolled out the Republicans' plan, which calls for raising income taxes for over half of Americans, including seniors, retirees, and working families. Okay, check this out. I'm gonna make a bet with you, right? You can bet money to me, but the thing is, I'm not gonna bet any money, right? How much would you bet that this is a misframing? So yeah, anyway, it's a misframing. Let's go over to the economy. Growth and economy. Socialism is un-American and always leads to poverty and oppression. So true. Many such cases, few Democrats would admit this. But anyway, let's continue. We will stop it. We will shrink the federal government, reduce the government's workforce by 25% in 5 years, sell government buildings and assets, and get rid of old, slow, closed, top-down government, run everything system we have today. Socialism will be treated as a foreign combatant which aims to destroy our prosperity and freedom. True. Other than essential core functions, government should not be doing anything that the private sector can do cheaper and better. We will apply the do it better test. If American businesses can serve the American people better and cheaper than government, the work goes to them. No government assistance unless you are disabled or aggressively seeking work. If you can work but refuse to work, you cannot live off of the hard work and sweat of your fellow Americans. We will require truth in governing. If government passes a law that does not achieve what it promised, the program will be shut down. We will balance the federal budget. It can be done. States do it all the time. If Congress does not pass a budget, the members of Congress do not get paid. Full stop. Other than disaster relief, the federal government must stop spending money on non-essential state and local projects until the budget is balanced. Eliminate truly non-essential government employees' positions because they are non-essential. Implement the line item veto. It works in state capitals. It will work in Washington. Expedite all federal permit applications to be granted or denied within 30 days. All Americans should. And here's the thing that this is taking issue with, I guess. All Americans should pay some income tax to have skin in the game, even if it's a small amount. Currently, over half of Americans pay no income tax. That includes the rich, and basically that could be $1. That could be anything. I don't think it's going to be very high because the Rick Scott, this seems to be coming from the sort of nationalist, not nationalist, the national populists, essentially. So it's a sort of hybridization of a sort of parochial kind of mindset for families in the United States. plus a little with a lot of Lockean presuppositions on how societies should be run, which is kind of cool. It's neat. It's neat, you know. It's not technically conservative. I have my problems with like calling anyone a conservative. The term conservative means pro-monarchy essentially, which is why I don't tend to use it, but I'm not going to go onto that tangent again. You know, if you see that, if you see this on screen, it's a clickable link down below in the description. If you're watching this on Liberty platforms, blah, 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 blah. If you do not see a clickable link down below in the description for the various contents within the segments, and you can go to theacropolisnews.com and you can click on over to the Trevor Report and you'll find the full show notes. But anyway, let's continue. The Democrat Party. Well, actually, this isn't the Democrat Party. This is the people who vote for the Democrat Party. Unironically, okay, it's the sort of. Look, I was gonna beat around the bush, but there's no point. The far left is becoming just as radical as they with their views on gender as they do their views on race. And their views on race caused $2 billion worth of property damage, killed several dozen people in one summer in 2020 alone. So, yikes. But anyway, let's continue. Violent demonstrations attacked police, vandalized a sidewalk, and smashed local businesses on Tuesday. Local businesses. It's always local businesses on Tuesday. Evening during a protest against the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade. So basically, there's this thing all the way over in D.C., so people in L.A. need to violently pillage working class communities, I guess. I don't know, but there's some protesting, some rioting. The rioting's only going to get worse because we're entering summer, or we've already entered summer. In California, we've already entered summer. But the hotter it gets, the more likely people are to riot. If et cetera, et cetera. I think I've covered this before. I was not doing this sort of content creation during the riots of 2020, so I guess I haven't covered this kind of thing before. Well, I have covered this kind of thing. You get what I mean. But here's something very, very interesting. Here's a pride flag with some separate but equal racial pride stripes. Just as you do, just a bunch of racist. Here's literal race nationalism right here. So that yeah, yikes, big yikes. They sort of surround a car. President Kamala, Vice President, Freudian slip. Kamala Harris calls this a fight for women and the country. And what I'm waiting for is the May 2nd through February 4th commission, where aristocrats go over every single text message from people and every single social media post from the people who participated in the insurrection of May 2nd. I'm kidding. You get the point. But they're very clearly radicalizing. Here's this one post that was deleted from a journalist. Interesting real life trolley problem in America right now. If you had the chance to kill Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito, the two oldest right-wing Supreme Court judges, should you do it? While Biden can get his nominees to replace them confirmed, it's interesting as an abstract question, but becomes a real conundrum if, say, you're terminally ill and have little to lose yourself. But know that it could save many women's lives in the future. I'm going to get into the abortion thing in a minute, but Simon, you just called to kill two people, and the weaselly scumbag you are. I have no idea who this person is. Okay, I just know that he's a journalist and he has a Ukrainian flag in his bio, which, says all you need to know. But he's a journalist on a bunch of left-wing institutions, etc., etc. But he He's given himself like a little bit of breathing room, as it were. Simon over here is, oh, won't anyone step on this puppy? It would be a real shame if someone stepped on this puppy. Oh man, that would just be absolutely terrible if someone stepped on this puppy. You know, that would be just that'd be the opposite of what I would want to do, but it's an interesting question. If someone were to step on this puppy, that's what this guy's doing. He wants someone to step on the puppy, but he doesn't want someone to say, hey, you told that person to step on the puppy, and the person stepped on the puppy. Look, I'm a free speech guy. I don't really believe in things like stochastic terrorism, but there are people on the left that do, and this qualifies as exactly stochastic terrorism, according to their own definition, but whatever. Let's continue. This is a Twitter post from the Where True Love Is movement. Yes, I am a groomer. Okay, please don't cut that out of context, anyone. Good God. At least I strive to be. Read author SMD Whithall's definition of groomer. LGBTQ AAIP plus or minus the square root of infinitely many genders. Quote, we try to groom the kids in our life to be believers in the power of faith, hope, and love, with the greatest of these being love. I'm sure it's love is love and a lot less on the consent. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of love is love right there and a lot less consent. You know, but they go on for 6 minutes. And look, I live stream the Trevor Reports now. It's not my primary thing, you know, but look. And to be honest, I'd probably say this anyway. And it's also why I'm getting the Wayback Machine of the post. You know, it was also deleted, but I looked for the Wayback Machine version of the post first. So, you know, that was my intent in the first place. Like, don't contact this don't contact these these harbingers of Moloch. Please don't do that. And this isn't a Simon Gwynn. Please don't do that. This is an actual. Please don't do that. This is an actual. Don't stoop to their level. This is an actual. Don't do their evil kind of thing. This is my sort of classical liberal. You know, convince, don't coerce, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, let's. Oh, oops, my bad. This goes over there. My bad. Anyway, let's continue. FDA restricts Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine due to blood clot risk. Yep, you heard that right. Now, look, if you are watching this on Liberty platforms, just go ahead and click the links, view the things and stuff. But you know, that's just the way it is. But let's read a little bit. U.S. legislators on Thursday strictly limited who can receive Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines due to a rare but serious risk of blood clots. The Food and Drug Administration said that the shot could only be given to adults who cannot receive a different vaccine or specifically request a Johnson & Johnson vaccine. U.S. authorities for months have recommended that Americans starting their COVID-19 vaccinations use Big Pharma shots instead. FDA's vaccine chief, Dr. Peter Marks, said the agency decided to restrict the vaccine after taking another look at the data, risk of life-threatening blood clot, blah, 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 blah. People were talking about blood clots before. Fact check, there is no evidence, and this is from 8 months ago. So the CDC, as it were, is producing some and is spreading some COVID-19 misinformation, and perhaps Biden's Ministry of Truth should go after the Biden administration. A video has flooded Facebook claiming that 62% of people given an mRNA vaccine for COVID have developed blood clots. However, experts told Reuters there is no evidence of this. And here it is. Here it is right here. They find the most extreme example of what people are talking about, right? Here's the thing. There's probably a small minority of people who flooded a video in their small minority of people circle of 62% of people allegedly getting a blood clot from an mRNA vaccination. That's not what people were talking about. People were talking about, hey, I got this, you know. But here's the thing: that 62%. Here, let's see what happens when we eliminate the 62%. A video has flooded around Facebook claiming that people given an mRNA vaccine for COVID-19 have developed blood clots. However, experts told Reuters there is no evidence of this. Well, those very same experts, or just experts in the same field, told the FDA that they do cause blood clots. So my question is, because I trust the experts, because all the experts agree, which is definitely science and is definitely not evidence of cultural homogeny. Which one am I supposed to trust? Which software code should I use for my NPC brain? Do I continue running on Windows 10, or do I upgrade to Windows 11? Bill Gates, almighty vaccine czar Bill Gates, scientist Bill Gates, please tell me what I should do. But anyway, let's move on. But before we move on, I gotta show the website, because, I gotta make money. So, yeah. This video is sponsored by Acropolis News Network, the world's first fully independent media organization that is powered by Liberty platforms, peer-to-peer advertising, and cryptocurrency. On Acropolis News Network, we have a different standard of journalism. We allow anonymous reporting like Project Veritas. We also have a few anonymous reporters. I'm not going to say how many of them there are, and I'm not going to say who they are because they're, anonymous. But more importantly, if you subscribe to a membership subscription onto Acropolis News Network, not only will you get access to a ton of premium content that'll be coming out very soon, and a bunch of premium content that's already available on the site right now, you will also help fund our fully independent journalism and our academic contributions to society. If you do so, I would greatly appreciate it. You can also click the donate button over on any of the Acropolis News posts. I, as the chief editor, would greatly appreciate it because, well, it helps us stay independent, like I said, and that's part of our brand. And if you would like that to stay as a part of our brand, well, I would greatly appreciate it.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.
Welcome back to the Trevor Report. Let's jump on into it. Acropolis affiliate Andres over on the Andres Segovia Show over on various Liberty platforms, including his own website, theacropolisnews.com. Hashtag not a shout out, but definitely a shout out, etc., etc. Right, he's claiming that he's been shadow banned on YouTube, and he's compared his analytics on his Silicon Valley Authority platform to his analytics on Liberty platforms. And what's going on is it's like night and day. His analytics on these platforms. Okay, and here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. All right. You know what I started this with? Okay, I use Silicon Valley, okay, to bring the barbarians to Rome. Okay, that's the truth. I bring the barbarians to Rome because someone's got to do it. Okay. Someone's got to Christianize these bloodthirsty pagans. I'm kidding. I'm an atheist. I'm not religious. But here's the thing. Okay. I'm prioritizing my presence on social media, right? My presence on the public square on Liberty platforms. And it's for exactly for this reason. Like, yeah, his posts aren't being taken down, okay, but he doesn't have equal access to the public square because the public square on Silicon Valley Authority platforms does not permit certain views from spreading at an equal rate. They are suppressed. Okay, Andres Segovia is a self-described Christian conservative in that order. And it would make sense that an institution that has been taken over on a cultural level by essentially race and gender Puritans, okay, it would make sense why they would use the authority of Silicon Valley Authority platforms, right, the power that they have, to silence their opposition. You know? And here's the thing. I'm not that popular, right? Andres is even more popular than me. Okay? That's just the truth. And he is experiencing so much hardship, and the reason he is experiencing so much hardship is because he started with Silicon Valley Authority platforms. And to be honest, I feel bad for every single content creator that started with Silicon Valley Authority platforms. I feel so bad for them. Okay, because they truly don't have the freedom that me, someone who's creating a career where Silicon Valley Authority platforms are the exception for where my content is distributed, not the rule. Okay, not the rule at all. Starting another podcast, you know, I'm not prioritizing Silicon Valley Authority platforms. Why would I? Also, shout out if you are watching this live over on theacropolisnews.com with the little window I put there. You know, I'll find a better solution for that soon. But in the meantime, you know, there you go. This is my alternative to a Linktree when Linktree banned me for opposing black nationalism. Long story. But here's the thing. Right, you know where people watch me? I don't advertise my BitChute because I don't like BitChute as a platform, but you know it's right there. Okay, I post my stuff. I prioritize Odyssey. I prioritize Minds. I prioritize Rumble. Do I have YouTube RSS feeds on my website? That's a website design thing that only nerds will get. But anyway, I'm just gonna continue. No, I have Odyssey RSS feeds. Okay, because I prefer Odyssey. I trust Odyssey to not delete my videos when I follow the rules. Sorry about that. I think I'm starting to get a little bit of a cold, right? I do have a YouTube for these live events for like the sort of broader network of Acropolis News Network, but if my stuff gets banned on YouTube, I don't care. I really don't. I really don't. Okay, even with all the stuff that Elon Musk is doing, right? All previous Trevor reports linked down below in the description if you're watching this on Liberty platforms, as it were. But I'm not going to make it Twitter, even with what Elon Musk is doing, okay? Twitter as a culture, as an institution, has facilitated an environment of hate and division essentially against the entire populace. So no, I'm not joining Twitter. They have through Twitter, they have in my lifetime ruined the concept of noble opposition. They've ruined it, you know? And look, I do have on sort of the broader honestly I don't even advertise it on the where to watch and chat thing over on theacropolisnews.com. I don't. It's because I don't care. It's because I don't care for Silicon Valley Authority platforms, and this is exactly why. And my advice to anyone making a career, trying to make a career on content creation, okay, Odyssey instead of YouTube, Gab instead of Facebook, okay, Getter instead of Twitter. All right, that's just the way it is. But in the meantime, my name is Trevor Brown, and you've just watched The Trevor Report. Do click the link tree that I was forced to make by myself because Linktree banned me for opposing black nationalism. Long story, down below in the description.
All of you brilliant viewers out there, my name is Trevor Brown. I am the editor-in-chief of Acropolis News Network because I can give myself whatever name and title I want because I own it. You could go to theacropolisnews.com or you could go to This Just Trevor on whatever Liberty platform is your choice. You know, except for the ones I'm not on because I haven't seen them pretty much.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.